Everybody knows why I'm here. So, did everybody see the latest update about Geshe-la? Not sure what time it came out. 12:30 a.m. Okay, so if you've seen that, I don't need to talk much about it. Just that so Geshe-la's having a second surgery today, so there'll probably be another update sometime this evening after that when we know what's going on. So dedicating our energy this morning to the full, complete recovery for Geshe-la. Let's just start with a couple of minutes meditation on the breath, just to try and calm and center our mind. So think, the purpose of my life is to lead all sentient beings from suffering to enlightenment. In order to do that, first I have to reach enlightenment myself. And that depends upon studying, practicing, and completing all the realizations of the path to enlightenment. In order to attain realizations of the path, I also need to purify my negativities and create vast amounts of merit. Therefore, I'm going to do these practices this morning in order to purify my mind and create merit. So that I can reach enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings. So like that, very briefly, we generate the bodhicitta motivation. So times like this, when we encounter difficulties in our practice on the path, and if there seem to be life obstacles for our teacher, we have to first look at our karma that helps bring these situations about. And we also need to generate or regenerate a strong refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and in our Guru, who is the embodiment of the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. So first we'll do a meditation on Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. It's a refuge meditation. So this, you may be familiar with this practice. I think we've done it before over the years. Daily meditation on Shakyamuni Buddha. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Anyway, I'm going to lead it, so you don't need the text, but if you want it, we can make it available at some point. I don't know if it's available on the resources already at Kurukulla. Anybody know?
No, but I can check into it, Nick, and I'll make sure we make it available somewhere.
All right, well, I can send it to you. We can add it to the resources page there.
Sounds good.
Later, okay. Okay, so what I've done here is not what I wanted. So just bear with me for a moment. Okay, I'm going to have to get my hard copy. Hang on. So this is slightly earlier version. You know what happens, Lama Zopa Rinpoche creates these practices, and then they print them, you know. Then a year later he adds some things, so then they have to scrap what they've got and reprint it. Then another year later he adds some more stuff. So this one's an earlier one, so it's not as long as the current. So we generated a brief motivation, but this one starts with a slightly longer motivation. So get in a motivation frame of mind. Think like this. How extremely lucky I am that I've not died yet. I'm especially lucky that my death did not occur last night. Consequently, how wonderful and fortunate it is that today I'm still a human being, a state that's extremely rare. But this is not all. I have a perfect human body, which is also extremely rare. I've met the virtuous friend who reveals the unmistaken, complete path to enlightenment, who is extremely difficult to meet. And I've met the Buddha Dharma, which is also extremely difficult to meet. Given that I've met all these extraordinarily fortunate circumstances, I should not waste my life in any way. I should make my life as useful as possible for infinite other sentient beings. Their peace and happiness depends upon me, and my happiness is only received from their kindness. Insofar as my life fulfills the greatest usefulness for other sentient beings, it becomes the means to achieve success and happiness for myself as well. When we hear these words, we have to think of their meaning, and more than that, try to feel their meaning in our heart. The purpose of my life is to free all sentient beings from suffering and its causes, that is, negative karma and disturbing thoughts, and to lead them not only to the ultimate happiness of self-liberation, but to the peerless happiness of enlightenment as well. This is my responsibility. I remember when we're practicing the generating bodhicitta through the sevenfold cause and effect meditation, there are 6 causes and 1 effect. So the final cause is the extraordinary intention, taking personal responsibility to enlighten all sentient beings. And then, when we've generated that thought, we think, well, how can I do that? I can't even liberate myself. So then it comes to the conclusion that we have to reach enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings. So that's the 7th step, the generation of bodhicitta. So here we're taking personal responsibility for the enlightenment of all sentient beings. I'm responsible for the happiness of all sentient beings. Why? Because whether my actions are helpful or harmful to them depends completely on my own mind, on whether I have compassion or not. By generating compassion immediately, I therefore benefit numberless other sentient beings. At the very least, I do not harm them. The ultimate purpose of my life is to work perfectly for others. In order to fulfill that purpose, it's necessary for me to achieve the state of full enlightenment, omniscient mind. And in order to do that, I must actualize the path to enlightenment. May my actions become only causes for me to achieve enlightenment and to bring all sentient beings to enlightenment as quickly as possible. So now in this sadhana, there's prostrations come. Hopefully we've all done our physical prostrations, but prostrations are also mental and verbal. So, and we can do a mini physical prostration just by folding our hands like this at our heart. So we'll recite the prostration mantra, but so visualize the Buddha in front of you, and the essence of Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, is our guru. And visualize you're surrounded by all sentient beings in human form. They appear in human form, but they come from all the other different realms, but appear in human form. Nevertheless, they're experiencing the sufferings of the various realms from which they've come. So visualize making prostrations and leading all sentient beings in prostration. Om Namo Manjushriya, Namo Sushriya, Namo Tamashriya So. Om Namo Manjushriya, Namo Sushriya, Namo Tamashriya So. Om Namo Manjushriya, Namo Sushriya, Namo Tamashriya So. So the small print says, reciting this mantra multiplies the benefit of each prostration by 1,000 times and enables one to actualize the path of seeing in this lifetime, so to realize emptiness. The physical action of prostrating, so we just did it with our hands, purifies mainly negative karma of the body. The verbal action of reciting the mantra exalts the Buddhas by declaring their supreme power and knowledge and purifies the negative karma of speech. And the mental action of remembering the supreme power and knowledge of the Buddha and then visualizing, doing these prostrations and leading all sentient beings, purifies negative karmas of mind. So then there's this next prayer, Lama Tomba Chomdende Shebada Chompa. To the Guru, Founder, Bhagawan, Tathagata, Arhat, perfectly completed Buddha, glorious conqueror Shakyamuni Buddha, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. Please grant me your blessings. So then instead of visualizing the places where we are as kind of ordinary, we try to transform a view of where we are into a pure land. Everywhere may the ground be pure, free of the roughness of pebbles and so forth. May it be in the nature of lapis lazuli, as smooth as the palm of one's hand. So as I've said before, there's lots of times in our different practices we do, we have to generate the view of a pure land. So it's good to spend some time developing a view of what you think is a pure land from what you've heard, from what you've read, from what you understand. So that when it comes in a sadhana, for example, to visualize a pure land, you've already practiced it, you can generate that view very quickly. So next is blessing the offerings. We've made a number of offerings. Maybe you have offerings at home, but you can visualize the offerings at the center, and you can think of offerings in all the centers and all the monasteries and all the individual students' homes, anywhere in the world. You can offer those offerings, and then we also visualize skies of offerings, like which is part of visualizing a pure land. A pure land is full of all these different blissful, incredible offerings. Food, nectar, flowers, pure water, Dharma sounds, clouds of incense, vast, infinite offerings. And even, now when a lot of flowers are blooming, when you're outside, we look at these flowers and think how beautiful and all that. Well, we shouldn't leave it at that. We should offer them to our Guru and Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. To make the best use of all the flowers we see around us these days. So then we recite the offering cloud mantra to bless and multiply the offerings and cause each Buddha to receive numberless offerings. So if you know this, I'll just do it once, supposed to do it 3 times. Om Namo Bhagavate Sarapramadana Tathagataya Arahare Sambuddhaya Tada Om Benza Benzama Benzama Teza Benzama Biju Benzama Bodhicitta Benzama Bodhimanda Pasam Kramana Benza Savakal Avarana Bishodana Benze Soha. By the power of truth of the 3 jewels, of the blessings of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, by the power of the great might of the completed 2 collections, and of the completely pure, inconceivable sphere of reality, may all these offerings become just so. Okay, so now, having done these preliminaries, we're going to visualize in more detail Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. So the enlightened mind is, the Dharmakaya, the omniscient mind of the Buddha. But because we're not enlightened, we can't communicate directly with the omniscient mind, with the Dharmakaya. So understanding that, the Dharmakaya manifests in different aspects with which we can communicate. So the most important of these is our Guru, where the omniscient mind appears in human form that we can relate to. But Shakyamuni Buddha is also a manifestation of the enlightened mind. So are all the different deities that we practice, Chenrezi, Manjushri, Vajrapani, Tara, all the different aspects of Tara, all the different aspects of all the different deities, hundreds of them. So in a way, we should remember this is the same person. This is the Guru omniscient mind, appearing in these different aspects according to our karma to lead us on the path to enlightenment. So we remember, we can, it's easy to remember that Shakyamuni Buddha is a manifestation of the enlightened mind. He's an enlightened being. But remember the essence of Shakyamuni Buddha is our Guru. So at the level of your forehead, about 2 meters in front of you is a large golden throne. So when we do the visualization, you have to visualize it. It's made of light and it's kind of dynamic. It's 3-dimensional. It's not flat, 2-dimensional like a tanka. So it's visualization, every aspect of it is, there's not an atom of form in it, obviously, it's mind, but it's radiant. And at the beginning, obviously, if we're not practiced in meditation and visualization, it's hard to see much detail, but at least we should try to visualize light. And then if we can make form out of that light, so much the better. Even if we can't visualize it clearly, we should at least think that it's there. It is there. But our, obscurations prevent us from seeing it clearly. So a large golden throne, it's really a platform. It doesn't have a back or arms like a chair. So it's beautifully adorned with jewels and supported at each corner by a pair of snow lions, which signifies the Buddha's quality of fearlessness. So there are 2 snow lions at each corner of the throne holding it up in their front paws. They're standing on their hind legs. So the snow lions, you've seen them, they're white and they have green manes. And this square golden platform is encrusted with jewels. So you can see them radiating light, diamonds, rubies, sapphires, emeralds. Visualize the lions as living, breathing animals. So they represent also the 8 great bodhisattvas. So on the throne, there's a fully developed white lotus. It's like fully opened 1,000-petal lotus. So that signifies the Buddha's holy body and mind, which are unstained by the shortcomings of samsara. So the lotus symbolizes, of the 3 principal aspects of the path, the lotus symbolizes renunciation. So as they say, a lotus grows out of mud, but it itself is unstained by the mud out of which it grows. So like that, the holy beings exist among us in cyclic existence, but they're not tainted by the shortcomings of cyclic existence. Okay, so you've got the lions holding up the throne, and there's this fully open lotus sitting on top of the throne. So then there are 2 round, flat, disc-like cushions on the lotus. First is the golden sun cushion. So it's like radiating golden light. And then on top of that is a round, white, radiant, round, white moon cushion. So the sun represents, the sun illuminates, dispels darkness. It symbolizes the realization of emptiness. And the moon, the cool light of the moon that alleviates the suffering, hot sufferings of sentient beings, symbolizes bodhicitta. Then seated on all that is Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. So his body is made of radiant golden light. So we have the white lions, the golden throne, the white lotus, the golden sun, the white moon, and the golden holy body of Shakyamuni Buddha. So he's achieved perfect cessation of all sufferings and obscurations and has attained all perfect realizations. He is the manifestation of the omniscient mind of all the Buddhas, the ultimate guru. He's inseparable from your root guru, who shows the unmistaken path and is bound with infinite compassion to you and to all sentient beings. So his body in the nature of golden light is very magnificent, and he wears the 3 robes of a monk. So when we see the Buddha with these robes of a monk, Rinpoche says that the robes don't actually touch his body, but they're separated from his body by a distance of about an inch because of the power of his realizations. His face is beautiful and has a loving smile. His compassionate eyes look toward you, but simultaneously encompass all sentient beings. His mind is free of all judgmental, critical thoughts. He accepts you fully. His eyes are long, narrow, and fine. His gaze is very peaceful. His eyes are half closed, which signifies that the holy mind is in meditative equipoise in the sky of emptiness, the ultimate nature of phenomena, and half open, signifying that the holy mind, while in meditative equipoise on ultimate nature, the emptiness of all phenomena, is at the same time, out of compassion, working for sentient beings who equal the limitless sky by manifesting in various forms of the Rupakaya, the form body, according to whatever is of benefit. So see if you can see the Buddha sitting there like that, looking at you. His lips are red, signifying that he reveals the Dharma to others out of compassion. His hair is blue-black. Each hair individually curls to the right. On the crown of his head is a crown pinnacle, the Ushnisha. The palm of his right hand rests on his right knee, the middle finger touching the moon cushion, symbolizing his great control over the maras. His left hand rests in his lap in the mudra of meditation, symbolizing that he's overcome the mara of disturbing attitudes. In his left hand, he's holding a bowl filled with nectar, signifying he's overcome the mara of the samsaric aggregates. So if you just look here, you can see roughly what, just to give an idea of what he looks like in this visualization. So again, just try to clarify that, starting with the lines and finishing with Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. About 6 feet in front of you, radiating light. So he's sitting in the Vajra posture, or full lotus, we call it sometimes, with both legs crossed, signifying that he's destroyed the Mara of the Lord of Death. Thus, he's destroyed his own 4 Maras, and he's also destroying the Maras attacking other sentient beings. He sits peacefully in the center of interlaced beams of light, signifying that he works for sentient beings with whatever means will benefit them. Each feature of his holy body represents an aspect of his omniscient mind, and so forth, his inner attainments. Each feature also demonstrates the causes, that is, the merit that was created in the past. So, we know there are 32 major marks and 80 minor exemplifications. So 112 things that attributes of a Buddha's enlightened body. So each is the result of the cause and the accumulation of, inconceivable amount of merit, each one. Each of these 112 aspects. No matter how much one looks at Shakyamuni Buddha, one never feels satiated. The Supreme Refuge, Shakyamuni Buddha, encompasses the Guru, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. From his holy body, beams are emitted in all 10 directions. Numberless manifestations of Shakyamuni Buddha are carried on each beam to ripen infinite sentient beings. So, as I said before, the visualization is dynamic. So, when you look at the Buddha and his radiant golden body, there are like laser beams of light coming out of each pore. Radiating infinitely in all directions, throughout all of space, these beams of light. And then if you look closely at each beam, within each beam, there are tiny miniature Guru Shakyamuni Buddhas going out, some going out to work for sentient beings, and others coming back in and reabsorbing into the central figure, having finished working for sentient beings. So Lama Zopa Rinpoche once said it's like a busy railway station at rush hour, with people coming and going, rushing about in all directions. So, there's little Shakyamuni Buddhas going out in all directions and other ones coming back in from all directions. Looking at me with compassionate eyes, Shakyamuni Buddha says, son or daughter of lineage, if you want to be liberated from the suffering of samsara, I will guide you. He happily promises this and frees me from the breathless state. So really feel that our guru, in the aspect of Shakyamuni Buddha, is really working for us to purify our mind, accumulate merit, and bring us to his enlightened state. So now the refuge meditation. So just try and refresh the visualization. Then around me are seated infinite Father and Mother sentient beings. They're completely intoxicated with the unimaginably infinite sufferings of each of the 6 realms. They are wide-eyed, desperately looking for refuge, pitifully calling out and screaming for help. So then think, continuously circling in samsara's 6 realms, I've been tormented by suffering during beginningless rebirths until now. I've still not found the opportunity to be liberated from all this. Fortunately, this time, I've received a perfect human body. Because of my good fortune, I've met the most sublime teaching, the Buddha Dharma, and the founder, Shakyamuni Buddha. I've no certainty that I'll not die today. My death could happen even today. If I should die today, I would have no freedom to choose the realm in which I would reincarnate. I could fall down the precipice into one of the realms of the evil migratory beings, 3 lower realms. I should think carefully about whether I would be able to bear those sufferings for even 1 second. Although it's extremely unlikely, if I were to achieve the body of a deva or a human, in other words, be reborn in the upper realms, unlikely, I would still be ceaselessly tormented by many hundreds of sufferings, such as rebirth, old age, sickness and death, dissatisfaction, anxiety, lack of fulfillment, relationship problems, and so forth. And after that, I would again fall down into the lower realms. There is nothing to trust about being in the upper realms. Thus, during this one time that I have obtained a perfect human body with freedoms and richnesses, I'm being guided by the sublime, virtuous friend who reveals the path, and I have the wisdom to discriminate between the shortcomings of samsara and the benefits of liberation. Therefore, I should quickly achieve liberation from this terrifying samsara. So, in that way, generate complete renunciation of all of samsara and its cause. Yet to liberate only myself from samsara is not at all sufficient. This is not the meaning of my life. Numberless sentient beings equaling the limitless sky are wandering in the suffering states of samsara. They have all been my fathers and mothers. Therefore, I must liberate them and lead them to the peerless happiness of full enlightenment. Who is the refuge and guide who liberates from this from the great oceans of beginningless samsara? There is no other except the three sublime ones. Therefore, together, I and each and every migratory being equaling the sky go for refuge to the Guru Triple Gem, the founder, the fully enlightened one, the Dharma, the scriptural understanding and realizations, and the Sangha, the transcendental assembly. And now we recite Refuge Prayer. So while we're reciting the prayer, this is the visualization. So the Refuge Prayer is, we always do Namo Gurubhe, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhamma, Namo Sanghaya. To the Guru, I go for refuge. Buddha, I go for refuge. Dharma, I go for refuge. Sangha, I go for refuge. So we'll do it in English, I think easier. Each refuge, so we haven't done it yet. Each refuge recitation pleases the refuge object, Shakyamuni Buddha. Nectar flows down from his holy body and enters into your own body and mind and into the body and mind of every sentient being. So remember, we're sitting here doing a visualization, but we're surrounded by all sentient beings on all sides in human form, and they're also reciting this refuge formula and receiving the blessings of the Buddha. So there are three things. The nectar purifies completely all disease, spirit harm, obstacles to your lifespan, negative karma and obscurations accumulated by you and by other sentient beings, and especially all the negativities accumulated in the relationship with the Guru, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. So, negative karma created with holy objects. So the nectar fully develops all positive qualities, life, merit, and scriptural understanding and realizations of the Guru Triple Gem in your mind and in the minds of others. And with this nectar, you and all other sentient beings enter under the guidance of the Guru Triple Gem. So we'll do two sets of recitations 7 times each. So first we do purification. So visualize that from the crown, the throat and heart of Shakyamuni Buddha visualized in front of you, the beams of light and streams of nectar enter those 3 places of your body, crown, throat, and heart. Fill your body and mind with radiant white light, purifying all negative karmas, obscurations, sufferings, and so forth, as just mentioned. So as this radiant white light and nectar enter, purifying your body, speech, and mind, just feel your body and mind completely filled with this radiant white, blissful white light and nectar, and you're completely purified. So So as we recite, do that visualization as we recite this. To the Guru, I go for refuge. To the Buddha, I go for refuge. To the Dharma, I go for refuge. To the Sangha, I go for refuge. To the Guru, I go for refuge. To the Buddha, I go for refuge. To the Dharma, I go for refuge. To the Sangha, I go for refuge. To the Guru, I go for refuge. To the Buddha, I go for refuge. To the Dharma, I go for refuge. To the Sangha, I go for refuge. To the Guru, I go for refuge. To the Buddha, I go for refuge. To the Dharma, I go for refuge. To the Sangha, I go for refuge. To the Guru, I go for refuge. To the Buddha, I go for refuge. To the Dharma, I go for refuge. To the Sangha, I go for refuge. To the Guru, I go for refuge. To the Buddha, I go for refuge. To the Dharma, I go for refuge. To the Sangha, I go for refuge. To the Guru, I go for refuge. To the Buddha, I go for refuge. To the Dharma, I go for refuge. To the Sangha, I go for refuge. So feel your body and mind completely filled with radiant, blissful white light and nectar. And think, now I've been completely purified of all negative karma, delusions, and suffering. So that now that we're a perfectly clean vessel, we're able to receive the golden light and nectar, which symbolizes the wisdom, power, and compassion of the enlightened being. So again, from Guru Shakyamuni Buddha's crown, throat, and heart come these golden beams of light and streams of nectar. Entering crown, throat, and your crown, throat, and heart, completely filling you with blissful golden light, filling your body and mind with blissful golden light, which is all the realizations of the path to enlightenment. All the Lamrim realizations, all the tantric realizations. Just the enlightened knowledge, compassion, and the power of the Buddha. So as we recite again 7 times, then visualize being completely filled with the golden light of Dharma in that way. To the Guru, I go for refuge. To Buddha, I go for refuge. To Dharma, I go for refuge. To the Sangha, I go for refuge. To the Guru, I go for refuge. To Buddha, I go for refuge. To Dharma, I go for refuge. To the Sangha, I go for refuge. To the Guru, I go for refuge. To the Buddha, I go for refuge. To the Dharma, I go for refuge. To the Sangha, I go for refuge. To the Guru, I go for refuge. To the Buddha, I go for refuge. To the Dharma, I go for refuge. To the Sangha, I go for refuge. To the Guru, I go for refuge. To the Buddha, I go for refuge. To the Dharma, I go for refuge. To the Sangha, I go for refuge. To the Guru, I go for refuge. To the Buddha, I go for refuge. To the Dharma, I go for refuge. To the Sangha, I go for refuge. To the Guru, I go for refuge. To the Dharma, I go for refuge. To the Guru, I go for refuge. To the Buddha, I go for refuge. To the Dharma, I go for refuge. To the Sangha, I go for refuge. So feel completely full of Dharma, wisdom, power, and compassion in the form of golden light and nectar. Feel incredible gratitude to a guru and the Buddha for all the hardships that they've undergone to bring us the Dharma. And feel that we're now fully under the protection of the Guru, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. So that's very briefly the Refuge Meditation, now bodhicitta. So think of the meaning of these words. Try to feel them in your heart. Try to feel the meaning in your heart. I've been suffering in samsara during beginningless time. So too have all kind mother sentient beings who are so precious. They are the source of all my past, present, and future happiness, and have been kind to me again and again from beginningless time. It is my turn to carry the responsibility of liberating all these pitiful mothers. However, in my present state, forget about liberating others. I'm not even sure what I can do about my own life. Even if I were to achieve the state of an arhat, liberated, attain liberation, the work for myself would still not be complete, and the work for others would be limited. Therefore, in order to complete the work for myself and others, I definitely need to achieve full enlightenment, the state of Buddhahood. If I achieve this sublime state of Buddhahood, I will have ceased all the numberless mistakes and completed all qualities. And I shall then be able to work effortlessly for all the kind mother migratory beings who fill all of space. Therefore, as I must achieve full enlightenment quickly, I'm going to follow the brave, extensive, wonderful deeds of the Bodhisattva in order to benefit others. So it's just amazing that we can even hear about the Bodhisattva path, let alone have the chance to enter and follow it. So, generate really strong determination to take advantage of this rare, precious opportunity to follow the Mahayana path to enlightenment. Think how kind our teachers are for showing us the path. How different our life would be without it if we hadn't met, the teacher who shows us the path. So now think the four immeasurables. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were to abide in equanimity, free from hatred and attachment. May they abide in equanimity. I myself will cause them to abide in equanimity. Please, Guru Deity, grant me blessings to be able to do this. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings had happiness and the causes of happiness. May they have happiness and its causes. I myself will cause them to have happiness and its causes. Please, Guru Deity, grant me blessings to be able to do this. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were free of suffering and its causes. May they be free of suffering and its causes. I myself will cause them to be free of suffering and its causes. Please, Guru Deity, grant me blessings to be able to do this. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were never separated from the happiness of higher rebirth and liberation. May they never be separated from these. I myself will cause them to never be separated from these. Please, Guru Deity, grant me blessings to be able to do this. And then special bodhicitta. In particular, I must achieve enlightenment quickly in order to free all the numberless kind mother sentient beings from the unimaginable oceans of samsaric suffering and causes of suffering, and lead them to peerless full enlightenment. For this purpose, I'm going to meditate on the stages of the path to enlightenment. So now comes the 7-limb prayer. Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind. I present clouds of every type of offering, actually offered and mentally transformed. Visualize. I confess all my negative actions accumulated during beginningless time, and rejoice in the virtues of all holy and ordinary beings. So think of the vast merits created by the Buddha's bodhisattvas, by our gurus. They're a merit which is the cause of all happiness and success. And rejoice from your heart, with the merit created by all the holy beings. It's inconceivable merit. So if we rejoice, at the vast merits created by holy beings, and even the small merits created by ourselves and our Dharma brothers and sisters, even the small merits, any merit is worthy of rejoicing over, as it's the cause of happiness and success. And as we rejoice at the merit created by others, we create a lot of merit ourselves. Please remain until samsara ends and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate all the virtues of myself and others to the great enlightenment. And now we just offer a short mandala. This ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, 4 continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine as a Buddha field. So again, the Pure Land visualization. I visualize as a Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. I go for refuge to the Guru and the 3 precious, rare, sublime jewels. Please bless my mental continuum. Please grant me blessings to cease immediately all wrong conceptions, from incorrect devotion to the Guru up to the subtle dual view of the white appearance, red increase, and black near attainment. Please grant me blessings to actualize immediately all the correct realizations, from Guru devotion up to the unification of no more learning. Please pacify immediately all outer and inner obstacles. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kam Niryatayami. So now we make these requests. Guru Vajradhara. So that's the primordial Buddha, essential Guru. Guru Vajradhara, who encompasses all 3 objects of refuge, taking the form of the virtuous friend in whatever way subdues, and granting common and sublime realizations to you, kind Gurus, I make requests. Whose holy body is created by millions of virtues and goodness, whose holy speech fulfills the wishes of all sentient beings, whose holy mind sees every existence exactly. At the holy feet of the principle of the Shakyas, I make requests. By making offerings and requests with devotion to the highest sublime field of merit, you, the Savior, who are the sole source of all my happiness and goodness, please grant me blessings and guide me with your pleased holy mind. So remember, we still have a visualization of Guru Shakyamuni Buddha there in front of us. The lion supporting the throne, lotus, sun and moon, and then Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. You know, our Guru appearing in the aspect of Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. So as we make these requests, he smiles and accepts the request. So now a glance meditation on the entire path to enlightenment, this time the foundation of all good qualities. The foundation of all good qualities is the kind and venerable Guru. Correct devotion to him is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon him with great respect. Understanding that the precious freedom of this rebirth is found only once, is greatly meaningful and is difficult to find again. Please bless me to generate the mind that unceasingly, day and night, takes its essence. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After death, just like a shadow follows the body, the results of black and white karma follow. Finding firm and definite conviction in this, please bless me always to be careful to abandon even the slightest negativities and accomplish all virtuous deeds. Seeking samsaric pleasures is the door to all suffering. They are uncertain and cannot be relied upon. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate the strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great caution arise. The root of the teachings is keeping the pratimoksha vows. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Just as I've fallen into the sea of samsara, so have all mother migratory beings. Please bless me to see this, train in supreme bodhicitta, and bear the responsibility of freeing migratory beings. Even if I develop only bodhicitta, but I don't practice the 3 types of morality, I will not achieve enlightenment. In my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the bodhisattva vows with great energy. Once I've pacified distractions to wrong objects and correctly analyzed the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate quickly within my mind stream the unified path of calm abiding and special insight. Having become a pure vessel by training in the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the supreme Vajra vehicle. At that time, the basis of accomplishing the 2 attainments is keeping pure vows and samaya. As I've become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows and pledges like my life. Then, having realized the importance of the 2 stages, the essence of the Vajrayana, by practicing with great energy, never giving up the 4 sessions, please bless me to realize the teachings of the Holy Guru. Like that, may the gurus who show the noble path and the spiritual friends who practice it have long lives. Please bless me to pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. In all my lives, never separated from perfect gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities of the stages and the paths, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. So now, so again, visualize Guru Shakyamuni Buddha in front of you. Now we request him to come to the crown of our head. So he's facing us as we visualize now. Then when he comes to the crown of our head, he turns so that he's sitting above the crown of our head, facing in the same direction that we are. Glorious and precious root Guru, please abide on the lotus and moon seat on my crown, and taking care of me with your great kindness, bestow upon me the attainments of your holy body, speech, and mind. So now we recite Guru Shakyamuni Buddha's mantra. So I don't, you probably all know, Tayata Om Mune Mune Mahamunaya Soha. We do it all the time. Back in Nepal in 1975, small group of monks and nuns, about 15, 20 of us, 15 or so, I think, really. In February 75, we had a couple of teachings from the great Bodhisattva Lama Rinpoche. And he gave us a commentary on this text, the foundation of all good qualities. I've been through his teaching on that Kurukulla Center and also Thupten Kunga Center. I think we went through that. And as a matter of fact, to do a little advertising, tomorrow I'm starting a 4-week course on Kundalama's Buddhism in a Nutshell course for Thupten Norbu Ling in Santa Fe. So we'll be going through that teaching of Kuna Lama Rinpoche on Foundation of All Good Qualities. So if you're interested, go to Thupten Norbu Ling website. So we tried to make an offering to Kuna Lama Rinpoche after his teaching, and he wouldn't accept the offering. And he said he doesn't want any offerings, he doesn't need any offerings, especially from monks and nuns, which we were at that time. And he said he's got something for us. So he gave us a transmission of this Guru Shakyamuni Buddha mantra, and he was very particular how we should pronounce it. Tayata Om Mune Mune Maha Munaye Soha. Often people say Muni Muni or something like that. He said it's Mune Mune. And he said, furthermore, you should, when you go back to the West, you should teach this mantra to other people and pass it on. So since he gave that instruction, even though I'm like as impure a vehicle as you could imagine, I'll follow his advice, of course. So if you want to repeat after me, you think this transmission is actually coming from Kuna Lama Rinpoche, and also Lama Yeshe always used to recite this mantra before teachings, and Lama Zopa Rinpoche often recites it as well, and it's incorporated in a lot of the practices we do. So if you want to, Tayata Om Mune Mune Maha Munaye Soha. Tayata Om Mune Mune Maha Munaye Soha. Tayata Om Mune Mune Maha Munaye Soha. So the instruction is, as you recite the mantra, so Guru Shakyamuni Buddha is above the crown of your head. As you recite the mantra of Shakyamuni Buddha, visualize that light and nectar beams, white in color, flow from Guru Shakyamuni Buddha's heart. These enter your body, speech, and mind through the crown of your head and purify all diseases, spirit harms, negative karmas, and obscurations. All negativities are washed out of you, just as dirt leaves clothes when you wash them. So we'll do 7 recitations, visualizing purification, a bit like we did before with Refuge. If you do the Vajrasattva practice properly, you do the 3 different kinds of purification: downward, upward, and the instantaneous. So if you know how to do that, you can do that. Otherwise, just visualize as the white nectar and beams. So with purification, generally in the sutra practice, we visualize light. It's light. And in tantric practice, we visualize nectar. So this is a combination of sutra and tantra, light, radiant white light, and nectar. So it's a blissful nectar and purifying radiant light. Enter our body and purify what? All diseases, spirit harms, negative karmas, and obscurations. Ignorance, attachment, aversion, and so forth. So visualize as soon as it comes into you, you're instantaneously purified, and your body and mind are filled with blissful, radiant white light and nectar. So remember, this is pouring down like a really powerful torrent, entering the crown of your head and just flushing out and destroying all these negativities. Tayata Om Mune Mune Mahamunaye Soha. 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 So visualize being completely purified of all the obscurations, negative karmas, spirit harm, suffering, illness. Completely purified. Body and mind full of radiant, blissful white light and nectar. So now do another 7 recitations. This time we visualize golden light and nectar flowing from Guru Shakyamuni Buddha's heart, entering our body, speech, and mind. And with the light and nectar, you receive all the qualities of the Buddha's holy body, speech, and mind. In particular, concentrate that your mind has been transformed into the perfect understanding of Buddha's omniscient mind, and that you've attained Buddha's perfect compassion and perfect power. You become a perfect guide, able to fulfill the wishes of all sentient beings and bring them every happiness, especially the highest happiness of enlightenment. Feel strongly how the suffering of sentient beings is unbearable. Feel how unbearable it is that even one sentient being must experience so many problems. Feel that even 1 minute of suffering in samsara is like the suffering of many eons. Generate the strong wish and determination to free every sentient being from suffering and its causes. Not only that, but also feel how wonderful it would be to take completely upon ourselves each being's karma, delusions, suffering, and problems. And beyond even that, feel happy to take on as well the causes of suffering of all sentient beings in every realm of samsara, and to give them the peerless happiness of ultimate liberation, complete enlightenment. Feel determined that you'll live your life in this way with a good heart, feeling great compassion and loving kindness for all sentient beings, and being committed to freeing them from all suffering and causes of suffering, and to bringing them to the state of enlightenment. Imagine that because you have generated this thought to benefit all sentient beings, the good heart, and because you're making your life worthwhile, the Buddha is extremely pleased with you. The Buddha and your Guru, of course, who are really one and the same being. So also think here, as we're doing this mantra recitation and receiving the golden light and nectar, think that whatever karma was involved in causing Geshe-La's accident, is also completely purified, never to return again. And that whatever conditions are necessary for Geshe-la to make complete recovery are completely achieved. So again, visualize Guru Shakyamuni above the crown of your head with the throne, the lions, the throne, the lotus, sun, moon, Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. And as you recite the mantra, the golden light and nectar rushes down from his heart through the crown of your head, filling your body, speech, and mind with golden, blissful golden light and nectar. Om Tayata Om Mune Mune Maha Munaye Soha. 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 So now think I've completely received all the wisdom, compassion, and power of the enlightened being in the form of golden light and nectar. Feel your body and mind completely filled with radiant, blissful, golden nectar. So now, visualizing Guru Shakyamuni Buddha above the crown of your head. So visualize that the 8 white snow lions dissolve upwards into the golden throne. The golden throne dissolves into the white lotus. That dissolves into the sun cushion. That dissolves into the moon cushion, and all that dissolves upwards into Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. And Guru Shakyamuni Buddha then dissolves into his heart. So it's like when you blow hot breath onto a cold window, there's the condensation appears and then it dissolves from outwards into the center. So that's how Guru Shakyamuni Buddha dissolves into his heart, into the form of golden nectar, and that pours down again in through the crown of your head to your heart. The moment it reaches your heart, immediately the way you see yourself, the way you see the world, everything totally disappears into emptiness. And your mind becomes one with Guru Shakyamuni Buddha's holy mind, with the omniscient mind, in the form of infinite empty space. Every atom of physical matter in existence disappears, and your mind is one with the infinite enlightened mind, with the Dharmakaya in the form of infinite empty space, blissful, radiant. Let your whole being dissolve and disappear into being one with the enlightened mind. Flow out into it. Now, out of that emptiness, suddenly, immediately, right where you're sitting, you appear in the aspect of Guru Shakyamuni Buddha, just as visualized, with the lion's throne, lotus, sun, moon, and yourself. Visualize yourself as Guru Shakyamuni Buddha, with a holy golden body. And from every pore of your body, send out radiant beams of light, each one carrying a miniature Guru Shakyamuni Buddha, a replica of yourself as Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. And each of these beams of light reaches every sentient being. And you light on the crown of the head of each sentient being in the aspect of Guru Shakyamuni Buddha, dissolve into them, transforming every sentient being in every realm into Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. And then think, now I have enlightened all sentient beings as I set out to do at the beginning of this meditation. So now the dedication. As a result of all my own merits of the 3 times and the merits of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and sentient beings, may the altruistic wish to achieve enlightenment be generated in my mind and in the minds of all sentient beings without even a second's delay. And may that altruistic wish that has already been generated be increased. Now make charity of all your own merits of the 3 times and all the resulting happiness, temporary happiness, ultimate liberation, enlightenment to all sentient beings, the numberless hell beings, pretas, animals, humans, suras and asuras, and intermediate state beings. Whatever suffering sentient beings experience, may it ripen on me. Whatever merit and its resulting happiness I have accumulated, may it ripen on others. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and goodness. All-powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. May the glorious Guru's lives be long and stable. May all sentient beings equaling the extent of space have happiness. May I and others without exception accumulate merit and purify negativities. And may we be blessed to quickly attain Buddhahood. As a result of the merits of the 3 times created by me and by others, and by the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, may we be able to meet perfectly qualified Mahayana virtuous friends in all our future lives. From our side, may we always see them as enlightened. May we always perform only actions most pleasing to the holy mind of the virtuous friends. May we always be able to fulfill their holy wishes immediately. Because of these merits, may my actions never cause even the slightest harm to any sentient being. Instead, may they bring only the greatest benefit. Whatever suffering or happy life I experience, may it be only of greatest benefit to others, causing them to achieve enlightenment as quickly as possible. As a result of all the merits of the 3 times accumulated by me and by others, merely by seeing, hearing, remembering, touching, or talking to me, may any being be freed in that very second from all their sufferings, diseases, spirit harms, negative karmas, and obscurations, and abide in the peerless happiness of full enlightenment forever. Like Lama Tsongkhapa, may I be able to offer extensive benefits equaling the limitless sky to all sentient beings and the teaching of Buddha. From now on, in all future lives, by having the qualities of Lama Tsongkhapa within me. Just as a brave Manjushri and Samantabhadra realize things as they are, I dedicate all these virtues in the best way, that I may follow after them. Whatever dedication the victorious ones gone to bliss of the 3 times have admired as best, I shall also perfectly dedicate in the same way all these roots of virtue, so that I may perform good works. As a result of the merits which are empty from their own side, accumulated over the 3 times by me and by the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, may I, who am empty from my own side, achieve the state of Shakyamuni Buddha's enlightenment, which is empty from its own side, and lead all sentient beings who are empty from their own side to that state as quickly as possible by myself alone. Because of the past, present, and future merit created by me and by the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and sentient beings, may I, my family, disciples, and all sentient beings be able to actualize completely in this very lifetime Lama Tsongkhapa's path of unified sutra and tantra, which is pure like refined gold. May this pure teaching of Lama Tsongkhapa spread in all directions and flourish forever. Because of the merits of the 3 times created by me and all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and other sentient beings, may there be no wars, famine, disease, quarreling, fighting, or unhappy minds. May there be great prosperity, and may everything needed be easily obtained. May all human beings in the world be guided by spiritual leaders teaching only Dharma, and may everyone enjoy the happiness of Dharma. May everyone have perfect conditions and have only compassion and love for each other in their mind streams, and may they only benefit and never harm each other. So by doing this practice, we've created a lot of merit. There's so many little merit-generating practices within that overall practice. It's amazing. So again, so we dedicate that merit to long lives of our teachers, the spread of the Dharma throughout the 10 directions, the immediate enlightenment of all sentient beings, and particularly the purification of whatever karma it was that caused Geshe-la's accident. And we dedicate this merit to his complete, rapid, and full recovery. So thanks everybody for being here. Sorry I had to fill in under these circumstances, but I'm sure this practice has benefited the situation. Anybody want to say anything?
Thank you, Nick.
Apart from that.
Did you say that today was Geshe-la's second surgery?
Yeah, I don't know the details, but yes. So, let's also dedicate the success of that in particular.
Thank you, Nick.
Okay, so I will, I was going to try and do it, but we're a bit out of time. So remember to chant the names of the Taras, 108 names of Tara, as Lama Zopa Rinpoche has recommended in particular, and the other practices. And I guess they'll be sending out another update maybe this evening, I'm not sure. Anyway, I think you all know what to do better than I do, so thanks very much.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
Nick.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nick.